Hello lovely people, today is the day that I finally finished making Elizabeth Swans Dress from Pirates of the Caribbean. In my last shorts I made the mock-up and this time I am making the actual dress. First I cut out all the pieces from my pattern that I made. Then I started sewing it together like I did on the previous dress, the mock-up. Just like on the previous dress, I started with sewing the top pieces together, the back and the two front pieces, to make it kind of like a vest. Then I started sewing the sleeves together and then putting the sleeves on the vest. Once I was done with the sleeves and attaching them to the vest part, I then started making some lace trim to go on the sleeves. To make the decorative lace trim, I cut two pieces that are twice the length that I need them to be, and I sewed them together with humps to make the design, and then I pinned it and sewed that together to make the ruffles. I then did that again to make another one for both the sleeves. And then of course I sewed both the lace trim pieces on the sleeves. Once that was done, I then was focusing on the front center top piece, which I had to add some decorative design on top to make it look more like the actual dress. Once the decorative piece was done, I then sewed it to the rest of the dress. To add more detail, I added more lace trim to the edges of the top of the dress. The lace trim took quite a while to do because there were several steps, of course, just to make it actually look like the decorative trim I wanted. And of course, the fabric itself was very hard to work with, and it was very stringy. I had strings everywhere once I was done with this project. For the lace trim on the top of the dress, I had to do it in 4 different pieces since I didn't have enough lace to make it in one long piece. So I sewed 1 for the back, 2 for the sides, and then 1 for the front. I am very happy how the lace trim turned out. I feel like it looks really well with the dress and makes it look more like the actual Elizabeth Swan dress. Even though this lace trim did take quite a while to make and was a little bit difficult, I definitely think it was worth it for the project. Once I was finally done with the lace trim, I then flipped it over to the back to cut down the middle so then I could add the zipper and sew it on. The zipper is definitely very important so I can take the dress on and off. All that is left is the bottom of the dress. To start off, I took the 2 big main pieces of the bottom and sewed them together, and once they were together, I then sewed it to the top of the dress. And it was just the last bottom piece, which I sewed onto the inside to make an underskirt type of thing. And that was the last step of the dress, and then it was complete. I didn't have time to add much detail to this costume, but I was able to make the pirate coin that Elizabeth Swan has on a necklace, and I 3D printed it and painted it. And here is the costume complete, and I of course tried to model it for you guys. Here it is. This is how it turned out. I definitely think it looks like Elizabeth Swan. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy Halloween! Bye!